So you got these banknotes and you're not too sure. Well, you might be able to notice where they're issued or the date, but you're not too sure on the value of these banknotes. So welcome back to Goomanese Coins and Banknotes. My name is Glenn and I'm an enthusiastic banknote and coin collector as well as a rock collector. I like to get a lot of pumice or mica. So I do have a channel on geology as well. Anyway, so today we are talking about the large Hong Kong $10 note. Now they are large and they're called large because of the size of the banknote. So these are part of the larger series which were issued before 1959. And this banknote in particular, the $10, is 183 millimeters long and the height is 101 millimeters. Now if we compare it to a $20 banknote from the same bank, this one is issued 2018. It's only issued in circulation in 2021, 22. So that banknote is 144 by 72 high. So that's the difference between an old banknote in Hong Kong and the current banknote. In all banknotes, they're the same size as the current denomination as a legal tender. Those that are higher or a different size are no longer legal tender. So this is the HSBC, which at the time probably issued about 70 to 80% of all banknotes. There was the Mercantile Bank, which after the Second World War only issued the $100 banknote pretty much, and there's a Charter Bank which issued probably about 20 to 30% of the banknotes. Even now the Charter Bank, or the Standard Chartered they call it now, you can't really find that readily in circulation. Okay, so if we talk about the actual banknote itself, now this design was first issued in 1927 to 1938, and those ones had the chief accountant sign the banknotes individually in 1941. They changed it to a total print run, and the ones issued from 1927 to 31, so this one has two serial numbers and prefixes on the front. On the back it has none. On the ones before the Second World War, they have a serial number here, there, and there. And I took them off because really there's no real need for having all that. So this one is the oldest that I've got. It's the 1947, and it's the last prefix of the single letter prefix. After that, they issued a double letter prefix, and unlike the $5, which they only issued them over H, this one was issued over H, I, and J, as far as I know. And also in 1959, they changed to a smaller banknote, which in that year, you get the larger and the smaller banknote with that date. So, but the actual month is a bit different. Okay, as for the design of this banknote, so this doesn't actually provide much detail about Hong Kong itself. It just says the name of the bank in English and Chinese. It has the coat of arms United Kingdom. This will be Hong Kong because it has the ship in the dock, so a port facility recognized as overseas territory. Here we have series. So on the $5 we have a woman who I thought was serious as well. They just say as a woman, but these are actually quite similar. So that's Ceres, which is the Roman goddess of agriculture, and blah blah blah. You can find a lot of information on Wikipedia or even ever in websites. So then you got two signatures, and I don't know all of the signatures in there, but it looks like Wallen or whatever. Anyway, so that's what you can get. And in later times, you get all these signatures are the same, 1948. Then they change, but they're always the chief accountant or chief manager. So underneath series, we just have Supman, or Supman. You can read Chinese, front to back, back to front. top to bottom or bottom to top, it doesn't really matter. As long as people can legitimately organise the actual way it works. Okay, Bradbury Wilkinson is the banknote issuer. And in the background we have micro printing, so $10. Well, it's not that small because the technology is not as fully developed as what we have it now these days. Then, so it's actually quite nice. If we look at the rest, you can see the micro printing is also in green as well as the orange. Okay, so that's the front of the banknote. On the back of the banknote, we have the second building of the HSBC from 1886 to 1934 when it was torn down. The watermark is the same as the $5. We have a Roman soldier. And on the side, we have a lot of that looks like micro printing as well. It's a bit hard to actually tell. So if we, it might be just the technology wasn't able to actually print the lines, but that looks like could be writing, but it might not be. Anyway, let me know down below what you think of the actual print run of that. Okay, in the background on the building, you just have clouds, and then up top we have an angel again, like on the $5 banknote. So that could also be serious, but a winged angel is probably Mercury or something like that. So here we have the building. If we look up close, you get some detail of the people. So it looks like most of them are Chinese people, and these two are probably Europeans based on the clothing. Pity about this building. This building is actually architecturally, it's a lot better than the current buildings in Hong Kong. It's just a style. These days they just don't put any effort into the design of their buildings. Okay, and they're all pretty simple box buildings. Then again, the box buildings of Israel and Greece, they look a lot better than the houses that they build now around my area in Australia. So anyway, so what would you be paying for any of these banknotes? Well, I'll see there's a 1941 really poor condition for about $30. But in this condition, this last prefix should get a premium, probably about $100 to $200. I'm gonna probably put in the ballpark 150. This is just my guess, and these banknote values change over time. Also, even the time period of when you're going to buy it. So after Christmas is probably the best time because not many people are buying. Before Christmas, yeah, probably not good because a lot of people are buying. Then we have 1948. Yeah, their charges probably go for about $50 to $70. These design details are all pretty much the same. It's just a date that changes. But this one does have a hole in the center. So it's, you can see they fold it in 4 and then 8. So that's because it's too big. You can't even hold it in a wallet. Okay, so then we have 59. This is the last print one. And here's a 1955 in pretty poor condition. Probably about $50 for this one. This one, yeah, probably at least $100. Anyway, so what's the valuation of a banknote? I'm going to say 1960. So 1960, I can't find any values of the inflation in Hong Kong, but I do find in the United Kingdom it was 20 times. So really, if you want to find how much this can buy, it'll be roughly 200 Hong Kong dollars these days. And in 1947, which is the first banknote we have 34 times. So that is 20 times, 34 times $10 is $340. So that's the purchasing power. You can find that on the Bank of the UK, the Bank of England currency inflation calculator. So that's the only way I can determine that. I could probably use the American one, probably would give me different statistics. The Hong Kong inflation calculator only gives me a value of this one being equivalent to $100 in $10 in 1980 is equivalent to $58 now. So really, this will be equivalent to $58 now, but we need to include the time period. So pretty much 1980, this is equivalent to, or $10 now can purchase that much money in 1980. So obviously the one Hong Kong dollar had a higher purchasing power than what it does these days. So I hope this helps you with your Hong Kong banknotes and coins. Let me know if you have one of these. I think I have a few more floating around somewhere. But they're a nice banknote. They're the easiest to get out of all the large banknote series of Hong Kong. And also, they're not a bad design. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. And take care.